innovations coming, brand new to the space. The NFT staking is just an absolute beautiful sight. And I'll pass it over to Jen to kind of kick things off.
Yeah, so I actually do have some updates for you guys today. I'm excited to say we did receive our initial report back from Chainsulting over the weekend. I'm not sure if you guys saw Suresh's tweet, but there were no major critical issues or medium critical issues. So that's really exciting. One thing on the audit side, however, is we will not be moving forward with CERTIC as the timelines do not match we need them to be able to do. However, we are very happy with the Chainsulting audit and how engaged their team has been with us. We still have 3 more days of this month, and the dev team is working very hard to deploy the contracts and have the DApp ready for staking. One thing to note is we will make sure that when we do airdrop all the stakes and start that migration process, we will give you guys enough time to reorganize your stakes. So you'll be able to bridge, transfer, split, basically set your stakes up however you want to prior to V3 trading going live. I will, hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of today. It's actually pulled up on my desktop right now, but I'm hoping that I will have a complete extensive guide on how to stake and how to utilize the new staking platform. We are using the staging site for this, so it is on testnet. So you guys may see some differences in the UX and UI once I release this video. However, all the functionality is going to be more or less the same. Another update with regards to the minting of the NFTs, right? Because now when you stake Rise, you're also minting an NFT stake. All the minting fees for creating a new stake, splitting stakes, bridging, all of those minting fees will go to the buyback reserves across all 5 chains. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know if you guys have been tracking the numbers, but currently we have about 2.5 million in our buyback reserves across all 5 chains, which is amazing because, one, the buyback really serves like 2 key functions, in my opinion. First and foremost, how do I say this? First and foremost, it fortifies our liquidity pools. Anytime a buyback occurs, our liquidity pools get bigger because we're exchanging the native coin in the liquidity pool for Rise tokens off the open market. And secondly, stakers get rewarded. So there's a twofold process. And so it's really going to be interesting seeing how over the course of time, we're going to be injecting at least 2.5 million into our liquidity across all 5 chains. And in turn, we also will be rewarding stakers with that purchase Rise. So there is that. Another slight V3 update. The team has looked at where we are with the development across the board for V3. And I do want to prime you guys. When we go to V3, we will be going to V3 with the new UX UI. However, the rest of the DApps will still remain on the old UX and UI. This is really to ensure that when we launch staking, it's perfect or near perfect, and all of our attention is focused on that. And then as we move forward, post V3, we will look at releasing new UX UI for the rest of the platform. So there are kind of like the high level V3 updates. And then I know, and I'm sure we'll touch on this later, but the vote to list campaign for Bitmart, we did hear back from Bitmart. They are actually still in the process of validating votes. What did they say exactly? She said, our data team is working on it. There are some issues in the data system that they're trying to figure out. So we're really kind of just waiting on Bitmart here. And I'm excited to hear back. Their team has been super responsive to us throughout this entire process, and they were really excited with how our community showed up. So feeling really good about that. Knock on wood, I'm excited to see the final results, and hopefully that will mean we get listed on Bitmart. Yeah, I think those are all the updates I have currently.
Awesome. Jake, do you have anything before we take questions?
Who, me? Oh, yes.
You.
Yes. So all of the 840 individually unique NFTs for the achievement NFTs have been completed in terms of rendering. They are now waiting to be put onto essentially into the IPFS, and we'll have the that part of the staking completed. So that's some really great news, and I can tell you that they are looking very nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody showing them off in screenshots and in captures within their wallets as we move forward into V3. All I can say is it's got some exciting things coming forward, revolving around NFTs. And I looked at the white paper, and Jen's been doing some great work on the white paper, and it's just so detailed, and we look forward to explaining the whole system to you in the coming days. But yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. I think Jen is going to take off and come right back just because of some connection issues.
Yeah.
While she waits to rejoin, I'm going to bring up Eric for the first question of the day. Hey, Eric.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, my mic was muted. Hey, guys, what's going on?
Doing very well. How are you?
Good. So I just had a couple questions. Basically, so I heard from Jen that the timeline for CERTIC is not aligning. So basically, we won't be going forward with the CERTIC audit?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So will we ever have a CERTIC audit for V3, or is that just waived off completely?
I wouldn't say it's waived off completely. As far as starting V3, it's definitely not needed. Chain Salting is extremely reputable. Chain Salting is the company, if you're unaware, that audited ApeCoin, which has taken off substantially. So, we have a great relationship with them. They work closely with us, and it's a great partnership. As far as the actual editing of the code and talking through the code, I personally can't speak to it because I just don't understand Solidity and smart contracts. However, Chain Salting did come back with no major errors, no critical errors, and that is huge. So we are working with them to have everything ready for the V3 launch.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to add as well. Like we've been talking to multiple auditing partners and security partners regarding V3, and it's a balance of trying to essentially we've got the contract to be audited, and we have to kind of look at the balance of potentially delaying the launch due to using CERTIC, or whether we use another company which is just as reputable, and we can get the launch of V3 out sooner. So I think Suresh and the team, the leadership team, were in the mindset that we would much rather, get things relaunched sooner, and then if we need to do a secondary audit, we can do a secondary audit with CERTIC if the need arises. But we're very happy with Chain Salting.
Okay, thank you. If I have any questions, I'll pop up later.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. If you do have a question, please raise your hand. We will get to you in order. Next, I see George. I believe that is the name.
Hey, George.
Hey, George. George, you might have to unmute in the bottom left-hand corner. Although I don't see a mute button there.
Are you seeing George? Because I don't see George. I just see a name that I can't read.
I see, yeah, well, the handle says George.
Oh, okay.
So I called him George. But I'm not hearing anything from your end. So if you do have a question, George, I'm going to remove you from the stage. Please raise your hand again. It could have just been a Twitter Spaces error. I'm going to bring up Fuzz.
I think Jen may be back as well.
Am I back?
Yeah, I think you're back, Jen.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
One piece of news that I did want to add, I mentioned it yesterday during our daily spaces. However, Peter has officially joined the EverRise team as our legal and business consultant. So let's give him a round of applause. He's an
Welcome.
absolute staple to this community. Peter has been here from the very beginning, and it's an absolute honor to work alongside Peter. So I just want to welcome Peter in an official capacity.
Absolutely. Top guy, and very much involved in the project since the beginning, and him and a few others in the TA channel were always doing some healthy speculative analysis, and I'm sure he will bring a lot to the table going forward.
Absolutely. Fuzz, how are you?
G'day. Doing good, thanks.
Yeah, other.
Did you have a question for us today? Fuzz, did you have a question for us today?
Yeah, I just had a question about bscscan.com. Just wondering what the process is to get like an official badge for EverRise. There are a few other BSC tokens out there that have a little blue, similar to how Twitter has the verified badge. Is
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We
that in
actually,
the cards?
we are verified on BSC Scan as well as EtherScan, Polyscan, FTM Scan, and Snowflake. So we are verified across all the scans, and we'll make sure when we go to V3, the V3 contracts are also verified.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Great work, guys.
Thank you, Fuzz. Have a great day. I'm going to bring up Crypto P72.
We've got a quick question where Pancakes is in the YouTube. Pancakes, so what's left to do before launch? Sounds like we're ready to go. Very positive, and we are all positive here. I would say that it's like mainly like we're bug testing, and we're just basically retracing back through the code and the UI to make sure that everything's ready to go full launch. Like when we launch this, it's got to be a high standard. So I would say that that's probably the final polish that's being put onto the apps, and we should have more news in the very near future.
Yeah, and I'll just add on to that little piece, Jason. The other thing too is it will take us a few days to start collecting and organizing all the information for the staking airdrops and whatnot. But like I said at the beginning, the development team is working very hard. There are 3 more days left in March, and really their priority is to make sure that when the staking platform goes live, that it's completely functional, minimal bugs. And so I'm actually in the development chat right now because I am starting to make staking guides. And so there's just a lot of bug testing and adjusting of some things within the UX and UI to make sure that, it's reflective of what it needs to be.
Yep.
There you have it. Crypto P72.
Crypto P, hey.
Hello there. Do you have my voice?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm happy to be here. I actually have a question, of course, and that's, is EverRise actually working on DeFi 2.0? Is it going to be the leading project at that space? Could you actually explain how can EverRise be related to DeFi 2.0?
I think I'm a little confused on the question.
So can you define to me what DeFi 2.0 is?
DeFi 2.0 actually got news. It's a new version of DeFi. I guess I guess nobody even knows exactly what it is. But it's definitely a higher version of DeFi, more secure and more, efficient DeFi, decentralized finance. So I just want to know if do you guys actually have some thoughts on that? I mean, are you working on DeFi 2.0, or is it's only about security?
So DeFi 2.0 aims to improve DeFi 1.0, and it doesn't seem that there's any specific criteria. It just says, successful DeFi 2.0 projects improve the space. So as far as I'm concerned, we are building use cases for DeFi 2.0, if you will. As of I think April or March last year, tons of projects started popping up over and over again. Rug pulls, honeypot scams. I think to me that would be DeFi 1.0. And I think, Everone is a great example of a 2.0 solution, if you will. I'm going to have to look more into what DeFi 2.0 is. I've just been reading the TLDR. But essentially, if anyone in here does not know, DeFi 2.0 is a movement of projects improving on the problems of DeFi 1.0. DeFi aims to bring finance to the masses, but has struggled with scalability. Security is highlighted there. That's us. Centralization, also Everone. Liquidity, Everlock, and accessibility to information. DeFi 2.0 wants to combat these and make the experience more user-friendly. If successful, DeFi 2.0 can help to reduce the risk and complications that discourage crypto users from using it. So to me, it sounds like the EverRise ecosystem is DeFi 2.0.
Sounds like we're naturally doing that. So
yeah literally. All the tools that we've built aim to improve DeFi and, encourage adoption of the space. So, take with that what you will. But, it sounds to me, based on what I've just read, that everything that we've built and are in the process of building aims to improve the DeFi space, which in turn is DeFi 2.0. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, sure. One more question. I'm really concerned about EverSwap. Just would know if you're focused on EverSwap or EverOwn. I want to know what you guys are really focused on right now.
So right now we're really focused on EverRise V3 and getting V3 up and running. That's what the dev team is focused on. That is what the marketing team is focused on. However, we do have a suite of dApps that are available for other projects to use: EverBridge, EverSwap, EverOwn, and EverMigrate. And the focus of our sales and business development team is to gain adoption of all of those dApps. Over the past several weeks, we have onboarded several projects onto EverBridge, as well as EverMigrate and EverOwn, and we are continuing to onboard and talk to projects about EverSwap. I think this is the really unique thing about having multiple teams within a company, is we're able to focus on different aspects of the business as well as the token simultaneously, and work in tandem. So really the focus for us is get EverRise V3 out the door, get staking out the door, making sure everyone who has stake tokens can re-access those stake tokens. And in the meantime, we're going to continue to push for adoption of our ecosystem across all blockchains.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for the questions.
Awesome. I don't see any more hands raised at the moment. If anyone does have a question, please feel free to raise your hand. Jason, do we have anything on YouTube?
Let me have a quick look.
We do have a hand raised in the meantime from Love for DeFi.
DKI Research is saying he's been trying to get hold of Jen. Sent an email to hello and info. Could maybe try marketing at Jen. Do you want to answer that?
I usually things that get sent to hello do get forwarded to me. So let me see. What was the name of the person? DKI Research.
And then I've got a question from Mo as well, which I'll read out in a second. He's just basically asking NFT minting fees, how much is that on average? And I think I messaged him just on Telegram just a second ago. It kind of depends on the gas, right? The gas on the chain that you're looking to create a stake. The minting fee is very much cheaper than a smart contract. So you're when you make a smart contract, you're taking a lot more data, so it's more expensive to create, whereas an NFT is much less. So, on Matic, well, every chain other than Ethereum, you would expect it to be relatively cheap. And even on Ethereum, to be honest, TJ, I mean, I've not made an NFT on Ethereum before, but I'm pretty sure that it's quite a a good price in comparison to
Yeah.
smart contract. So yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
so. Love for D, how's it going? Thank you for your patience. Love for DeFi.
Yeah. Thank you, team, for these weekly updates, and I really love the innovation and where we are heading. Uh, I just have a question about the unclaimed rewards before the exploit.
Yep.
Yep.
Are those will those rewards be available on the V3 once we go live?
Yeah.
Those
Yes.
They
unclaimed
will.
rewards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, and yeah, I'm really bullish about the project, and I'm very yeah. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
We're
very much.
just
Appreciate you popping up to speak.
Yeah, and again, I just want to kind of just to remind everyone as well, the team, and myself, we all want to say thank you for your patience on this. We really have been working as fast and efficiently as possible to get this V3 out, and you guys have been awesome, and we very much look forward to everyone having their stakes moved and transitioned across to V3, and the messages I've been getting and the feedback in the socials have been very, very positive. So. Again, massive thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well said. Thanks, Love for DeFi. I'm going to be bringing up Valios.
Hey, Valios.
Hey, Valios.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. There was a little bit of talk about a possible market, a marketplace for our NFTs, and is that still being built? Is that still in consideration? Our own
we have
marketplace?
we have not built it yet, but it has been something that has been discussed internally. Suresh, I believe, even mentioned it in an AMA that ultimately, he does want to build an NFT marketplace. But when we launch V3, you'll be able to put your stakes up on OpenSea. And really, again, guys, I know I keep repeating this, and I hope you don't find it annoying, but really, right now for us, we're not really looking at building any more products or developing anything else until V3 is out the door. Like, that is our top priority. But to answer your question, yes, it is in discussions. We've talked about it internally, but nothing concretely has been set, as the team has been focused on V3 for the past month.
Yeah, literally everybody's laser eye focused on V3. The only people that haven't been are the sales team, and they've been onboarding to EverSwap and EverOwn, and that's it. Everyone's been just fully focused on V3. That's our priority. Making sure that everyone getting access back to their staked tokens is our number one priority, and it has to be safe. It has to be easy to understand, and it has to take no longer than what is needed. So that is our priority.
Well
That's
said.
amazing. Thank you so much. I'm really, really excited for V3, and let's go.
Let's go.
LFG.
Thanks,
Let's
Valios.
go.
Have a great day,
LFG.
my friend.
LFG.
I'm going to be bringing up Cbuzz. Hey, Cbuzz.
Hey,
How's
really,
it going?
Hey.
really
Hey,
excited about the V3 coming. I got a quick question about. I would imagine you guys are familiar with that. Since you already mentioned ApeCoin, that flash loan exploit. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Is there? Has that been considered something that we won't have to worry about here?
I spoke to Ben actually about this, and long story short, no, it's slightly different the way that we've set up with our liquidity, so it's not something that we're concerned about. There was an actual function that was there was a check that was left disabled in that particular flash loan attack, Essentially, if that check had been enabled, it wouldn't have gone through. Essentially, it was definitely an error in the code. So it could have been a legitimate reason for it. They may have been doing some testing. They may have been doing some movement of liquidity, but they didn't re-enable that check, and that check was needed to prevent a flash loan. So we certainly have all the checks and functions enabled to prevent anything like that in our contract.
Cool. Good to hear.
No problem.
Well, thanks, T-Buzz. I'm going to be bringing up Klaus Anna.
Quickly answer James Taylor's question in YouTube. We came first, but they're currently doing the collection of data, and there's a bit of a delay on that. So we'll hopefully find out very soon on that, James, regarding Bitmart.
Klaus Anna, how's it going? Feel free to unmute in the bottom left-hand corner.
That bottom left-hand corner, though.
It is. Can be troublesome.
Klaus Anna, going once, going twice. All right, I'm going to put you down for now. If you do want to come back and speak, please feel free to request again. I see another question from Valios. I'll bring Valios up. After Valios, there are no other hands raised at the moment. So if you do have a question, please raise your hand.
Absolutely, I love getting questions from the community. So there is going to be people in the audience that are wondering certain things regarding V3 and regarding EverRise. We're more than happy to answer any questions you've got. I see we've got a request there, TJ.
Yep, from Mo. I'm bringing Mo up. Valios, I see you're still connecting. I'm thinking that might be a glitch from when you popped up last time. Mo, how's it going?
Hey guys, how's it going? Happy to be here. Thank you guys for all the hard work, and hopefully we'll be hearing the good news the next couple of days. I gotta ask, man, the secret D app, come on.
I think, just wait until the white paper comes out. It's not currently in the white paper. I don't think we have any plans on putting it in the white paper, but I think there's sufficient clues throughout the white paper that should cue you into what the D app does.
Yeah, like honestly, guys, amazing work you guys are doing, and sorry if that seems a little bit pushy. That's the last thing I would ever want to do to you guys, but we're so excited for the future that we can't just wait. So my apology for that.
That's fair, Mo. Believe me, I feel your excitement every day on Spaces. I know, it's coming. The focus is V3, but once V3 is out, we have a whole playing field again to work and build and just create based off of the V3 smart contract and take advantage of all the new features that we've included. So I think everyone will be pleasantly surprised.
I think though, Mo, if you do a pretty detailed read through the new white paper that's coming once it's released, I think you'll be able to figure out what the secret D app is. Because even when I was going through the copy and writing, and I was like, they're definitely going to be able to figure out what the secret D app is just because of the updated language that's within the white paper and some of the new features that we've actually added and the way that we've had to describe them. I think you guys will be able to connect the dots.
Yeah, there's sufficient information there, and I know there's going to be people that are going to be reading through that white paper with like a magnifying glass. And believe you me, it is a very comprehensive white paper. Massive props to Jen and Storm for putting, and Buddy for putting all that together. Absolutely amazing work. And I can say we've got some more questions in YouTube. I'll get to you in a moment. But yeah, you guys are going to be in for a treat. If you like to break things apart and analyze and delve deep into systems and functions, this white paper is going to be right up your alley. I'm telling you now.
Thank you guys so much for all the hard work, and it's going to pay off. We're here for the long run, and love you guys. Trust you.
Thank you, Mo.
Thank you, Mo. Appreciate it. Have a great day. I'm going to bring up Wealthy Place.
So, Ron, I'll answer your question in a second. We'll just see if Wealthy Place is here. I see he's connecting. Hey, Wealthy Place, can you hear us?
Still shows connecting on my end. If you want to get to Ron's question while we wait.
Yeah, I'll read out Ron's question. So I opened up a stake for 3 months on November the 23rd. Could you please explain a little bit, how is that stake coming out in V3? Is it counting as staked? And I'm accumulating rewards. I'm getting yeah, 1 second. Wealthy Place, I'm just reading out a question. And am I getting a completion NFT? So Jen, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I'll take this. Let me just recap what I heard so that way I can make sure I'm addressing it correctly. A 3-month stake was open in November. So right now it would technically be a completed stake if you had access to the staking D app, correct?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is you're going to be airdropped a 3-month unlocked NFT stake because your staking period will have been completed. All staking that happened prior to the exploit, when we airdrop the new stakes to you guys, they will be reflective of whatever you had in there prior to the exploit. So what you're going to get is an unlocked NFT stake, which just means that your staking period has been completed. You'll have access to all of the rewards that you had accumulated prior to the V2 exploit. Over the past about month and a half since we started working on EverRise V3, the buyback and stake protocol has been turned off. So no one has been accumulating rewards. We do have plans, however, once V3 is live, to activate the new buyback protocol, which in itself has been upgraded to be based off of blocks minted on the blockchain as opposed to sheer volume itself. We anticipate that this new system will make up for the rewards that we weren't distributing over the past month and a half. And if you have not received an achievement NFT, which you definitely haven't because no one has, you will be able to claim those once we are on V3.
Yep.
Did that answer the question?
Perfectly, Jen. It's like you may have answered that question before. You're a natural at it.
It's like I haven't been working on a 40-page document going in depth in a 30-minute video talking about the staking platform.
No, and Ron, it's a great question. It's an important question because there's going to be lots of people in your shoes where you've got completed NFTs, you've got completed stakes from V2, and you want to know what's going on, and rightly so. And just reassure you that you're just going to get that reflected in V3, and you're going to get a nice little NFT as a result. Thank you again for that, Jen.
No problem.
Wealthy Place, thank you for your patience, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening. Good evening, the community. It's nice being here today again. I have a quick question. Is there going to be reflection on the V3, new V3 contract?
No.
No.
So we don't do reflections. If you do want to earn additional Rise tokens, you do so through staking. But as far as just in your wallet, there are no reflections.
Okay. Okay.
Did that answer your question, Wealthy?
Sorry, I didn't get you. I lost the answer you just gave just now.
No worries. So the answer to that is no, there are no reflections. If you do want to earn additional Rise for holding, you must stake. That is the only way to earn additional Rise.
Okay.
Awesome. Hope you have a great day, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to bring up Josh. Hey, Josh.
Hey, guys. How's it going? Yeah, good, man. Good. I'm just reiterating what the guy previous to that said. I think you're doing a great job. It's really unfortunate about what happened. But unfortunately, during the commotion of the exploit, I got unceremoniously banned from the Telegram. But I was wondering if there's a way I could get put back in, please, because it's a my biggest holding, and I can't get on the Telegram.
Sure. Can you send a DM to the account that I'm speaking from, the EverRise account with your Telegram handle?
Yeah, of course, mate. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh.
Cheers, buddy.
I'm going to bring up Eric again.
Hey again. Hey,
Hey,
how
Eric.
just had a quick thought. Have you guys ever thought of maybe just was it ever a thought process to just launch in April?
So yes and no. The way I'll give you a little preview into the internal conversations that we've had around the launch date. Basically, what we realized is people not being able to access their Rise is a critical issue, especially if it's staked. I think part of being in DeFi is you have access to your money, you're able to withdraw. Like, we created this flexible staking protocol on V2, so that way, in case emergencies ever happened, people would be able to access some portion of their stake. And, given what's going on in the world and like we're seeing inflation, if people need access to that money, we want to be able to provide it for them. So we wanted to go to V3 as quickly as possible with the internal deadline of doing it before March. I mentioned this at the beginning of the AMA, there are still 3 more days. The dev team is hard at work on making sure that everything is functioning in the way that it should, and hopefully we can go in March. But if we end up needing to take a few more days and going into April, that's what we'll do. Like, speed and execution is really important, but like accurate and flawless, or as flawless as we can make it, execution is also important. So if we end up needing to delay a few more days, like, that's what we'll do. I need to wait until the dev team tells me that that is what we're going to do. But again, like, the whole reason why we pushed for March is because it was a critical thing for us to give stakers access to their stake tokens again.
Okay, great. Yeah, it helps me understand the voiding of the CERTIC audit. That makes sense. Absolute sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I just had another.
I just realized I just realized I'm really, really sorry, Eric. I muted myself on YouTube. I just did that passionate speech, and I muted myself on YouTube. I'm very, very sorry, YouTube. You guys are awesome. I basically, you missed a really passionate speech. I'm sorry. I'm not going to repeat myself.
The beauty is Spaces are recorded, so you can listen to it back on Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, you can if you want to.
And just sorry, Eric, I didn't mean to cut you off, but just a heads up, guys, like, we do have our initial report from Chain Salting. Once we deploy the V3 smart contracts, we will give them the address and they will publish the audit report. So you guys will be able to read through that yourselves. They have been really fantastic and professional to work with. We've asked around to other colleagues and various folks that we know in the space, and we've heard nothing but good things. And that's actually been really reflective in the process we've gone through with them. They've been very engaged. They've been asking questions. So I'm really excited, and they've audited multiple very notable DeFi protocols. So we'll be joining the ranks over there.
Great stuff. Eric, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. I'm going to bring up Nerovo.
Don't worry,
Hey,
YouTube. Don't worry, YouTube. I've unmuted now.
Nerovo, are you there, my friend?
Hello, I'm here.
Hey.
Hi, man. What's up, man? Hi, crypto community. Hi, EverRise community. Today's a busy day, so I'm sorry if I'm speaking too fast. And I usually don't speak because my internet lags after you join me to speak.
You sound great today.
You sound good.
Today's your day.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. Hi, EverRise community. Great job, guys. I just have a question for EverSwap. And basically, if I swap my Ethereum to BNB, I've been told I get matching BNB. But the thing is this, on MetaMask, you have to switch the network. So what happens if, let's say, I haven't added the network by switch to BNB? Where did the tokens go?
So if you haven't added the, sorry, Jen, did you want to take that?
You can take it. Go ahead.
Sure. So if you haven't added the network to your MetaMask account, the tokens will be there. You just need to add the bridge to it so it will show up on MetaMask. So I'm just actually going to open MetaMask right now. So at the top, if you hover over Ethereum network, you can hit Add Network. You can then Google the BNB network name, RPC, chain ID, symbol, and block explorer URL. You import that, and then you will see your BNB there. The beauty of it is everything is stored on the blockchain, and your MetaMask wallet address is the same across all chains that you add to it. So you're not going to lose any tokens. You just might not see them. But if you are ever curious, you can copy your wallet address from Ethereum and just paste it into BSC Scan, and BSC Scan will show you what's in there.
Okay, that means it doesn't actually matter if you add it before or after. That's the Binance network.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, I think that's all I have to say for now. Great job on NFTs, and I'm sure the community is waiting for you guys to release it. But take your time. We want it to be done well, and we want everything to work well. And Jen, hi Jen.
Hi.
What's up, Jen? What's going on?
Oh man, I am, as soon as we get off of this, I'm in the process of making what I believe is going to be about a 30-minute staking video, where I'm going to walk you guys through all the nitty-gritty details of staking and showing tutorials on how to create the stakes on the new UX UI. And then out of that, we'll actually create, I believe, 7 individual videos that will pair it within blog posts for each section, because I acknowledged as I was going through the white paper and as I was having Buddy write the blog post simultaneously, it is a lot. It's a lot of information to process. It took me a lot of time to fully wrap my head around it. And it became very important to me to make sure that we were delivering this information in multiple formats. I know some folks are audio learners where they can just learn if they listen. Some people are visual learners and they need to see someone talking and text pop up on a screen and see the user interface. So that's what's up with me.
I can say Jen, when Jen showed me the actual UI interface and talked through with me how to do it, it's actually really quite straightforward. But it's when it depends, like Jen said, how you take in information. Some people can read a white paper and they're like, boom, I know exactly what's going on. Whereas I need some form of visual accompaniment that will give me an idea of what's going on. And with what Jen's doing, it's a monster what she's making, but it's gonna serve so many purposes in helping people understand how the process works and how many different things that you can do to your stakes. There's a lot of functionality, there's a lot of flexibility, there's a lot of tricks that you can do, and that video is going to really kind of delve into that.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks, TJ. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Hakuna. I don't think Hakuna's here. Thanks, Jen.
Oh,
As
he's listening.
always.
Cheers,
He's
Robo.
listening. Thanks, Robo. We'll talk tomorrow, I'm sure. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. You too.
I'm going to be bringing up Love for DeFi again. It is the only hand raised at the moment. Hey, Love for DeFi.
Gabriel, yes, you will. You'll be getting those in V3.
Sorry, I have one last question.
Sure.
Regarding the burning mechanism, how does it work? Let's say if we burn Rise V3 tokens in BNB, so it will burn all the corresponding V3 tokens for all blockchains. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yes.
because basically the way our circulating supply works is we have the same supply minted on each blockchain, and then whatever supply isn't circulating is locked within the vaults of our bridge. So tokens are only coming in and out as circulating supply moves. So that's what allows us to share a single circulating supply across all 5 blockchains. So if we burn some tokens on BNB and they're removed from circulation, those tokens will never re-enter circulation through the bridge because they'll be gone.
Why is it the team decide to put back the burning mechanism in V3? I know that it has impact with price action, but how will it impact new, let's say, new projects that gonna utilize our DApps?
So in reality, like burning only has price impact over a period of a very long time. You typically do not see burning actually moving price at all until either months down the road or until a significant amount of tokens or coins have been burned. And so the way that we'll be doing burning, which will be through a manual process, it hasn't been determined whether those will be monthly burns or quarterly burns. But essentially what it does is it starts to constrict our supply. And in order for projects to leverage and utilize our DApps, we do have a required RISE holding. They have to be holding a certain amount of RISE within their deployer wallets. So now imagine if our staking platform was currently live. The last time I checked, we had 51% of our supply staked for an average term of around 8 or 9 months. It was something like that. So 51% of the supply is staked. And then now we have, let's call it, I'm just throwing a number out there, but let's say we have 20 projects that have onboarded into our ecosystem during that time. They all have to hold a certain amount of RISE. So in order for their bridges to work, in order for their swap to work, etc. So that RISE is also locked up. It's not locked up via our staking DApp, but it's locked up through our clients. And so now you can kind of consider that supply also locked. And by adding back in this burning mechanism, it does allow us to slowly constrict supply even more over time. Whether you actually see immediate price impact of that, I don't think so. It's going to be something that maybe, a year or 2 years from now, we'll say oh, wow, well, if in total, 50% of the supply is staked and locked, and we estimate that, 20% of the supply is now with our partners that are leveraging our DApps, that means that 30% of the supply is circulating. And then say we burned, 2-3%, then you only have 27% of the supply circulating. I don't know if I just did that mental math correct, but do you see how it starts to constrict the supply over time and how it works with the ecosystem?
Yeah. It would also be good maybe if we could have maybe a stats on the EverRise website for, let's say, how many tokens that are that were held by the projects that were utilizing the DApps, the percentage of tokens that are in circulation, and the the percentage. I know that we have already this percentage of stake tokens
Mhm.
and the burned tokens. At least maybe if you could at least.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Once V3 is up and live, I'm happy to take that back to the team and see if it's possible for us to add that into our existing stats page. And then maybe we can figure out a more visually appealing solve for it on the website down the line.
Yeah, and one more maybe I don't know if this is too much, but yeah, it would also be good like if we could add another link or maybe a within the website that we could add a wiki page for all the videos that you're gonna create, Jen, aside
Yeah.
from uploading it to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I mean, most of the videos will be encapsulated in blog posts, which are available on our articles and updates tab.
Mm-mm.
We do
Yeah,
need to build that out a bit more post V3 because I do want to separate out educational content versus updates versus announcements. And
yeah,
so,
that's
yeah,
nice. Yeah,
yeah, definitely on the same page as you. Let's just see the execution looks like post V3.
thank you, team, as always.
No problem. Thank you for the incredible feedback. I really enjoyed that conversation.
Thanks a lot for DeFi. I'm going to bring up Maverick.
Is Rise going to have a HQ? Says XCM in YouTube. Why would we want to, like, we have a base, but I've got the shed. I don't want to leave my shed. Like, I like my shed.
You can put the shed on the back of a truck.
Yeah. A mobile shed. Just take it wherever I want on a flatbed.
Great question. Maverick, how's it going?
TJ, aka Ron.
How's it going, my friend?
Good. Jason, Jen, how are you guys?
Hey,
We're
Maverick.
good. How are you?
Always lighten my day.
I am great.
Yeah, I just got I thought I had too much caffeine earlier and I was slowly kind of crashing through the AMA and now I'm ready for my next yerba mate.
I love that. I love that. I just wanna jump on and say you guys are amazing. Like always, keep up the good work. And I don't have any questions. I just want to say if you're a first time listener, guys, these guys are amazing. They are very transparent and they don't have to do these daily AMAs, but they choose to because they care about DeFi and they care about the community. And if anybody's listening for the first time, I was going to take a second. How has EverRise changed their lives?
Is that a question for us or?
Yes, for all three of you guys. How has EverRise changed your lives?
That's a good question.
So it's really funny. I was actually having this conversation with my mom over the weekend. I got to spend a couple of hours with her, helping her with some personal stuff that's happening within our family. And I was actually telling her, I'm for the first time in my career, as much as I have to work, there are some weeks where everyone on the team is pulling anywhere from 14-hour shifts to 20-hour shifts just due to the nature of the work. But most of the time it's because we want to. It's because we see that something needs to get done and we have the mindset that we're going to do everything to get it done. So even despite sometimes having long work hours, for me, my mental health and personal happiness, just as a human every day, waking up not dreading working has never been in a better place. I come from a production background. I've worked on client side of things. I've worked on the agency side of things. And I made a decision pretty early on in my career that I wanted to be a freelancer. And I was a very successful freelancer for several years. And I always loved that because I hated working at an office. I hated being told oh, you have to work this 9 to 5. I hated that structure. And with EverRise, it's kind of this is the first time a job opportunity has been presented to me where I was happy to take it because I was so excited about what Suresh was building, what the team was doing. And so I think that's how EverRise changed my life. Like, it's provided me, a very exciting reason to wake up every day. And it's like the first time ever in my career where I'm doing basically one job every single day, and I'm more than happy to do it, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. I'm so happy to hear that answer. That was a good answer.
Great
Good luck
answer.
topping that, boys.
Jason, you want to go next?
Oh, this is it's a good question, but a really hard question to kind of.
Hey, don't unmute yourself on YouTube. I know you're about to get passionate here.
No, I mean I'm unmuted on YouTube. I mean, for me, getting into cryptocurrency was all about chasing the dream of being able to turn a little bit of money into a little bit more money, and I never really focused on the actual kind of technology behind it. I was watching YouTubers, influencers, just kind of got into DeFi quite quickly. Got fed up of, just like I wanted to see where this technology was going. Over time, got into DeFi, some great projects. SafeMoon being one of the big ones, which I was just overwhelmed with the tokenomics at the time, and the way that I could see that DeFi was placing itself and the vision that it had. And I'm a full-on believer in DeFi. Like I am fully on board. It's inevitable for me. So for me, EverRise, how's it changed my life from that is basically being a part of the community and just essentially feeling like I belong, like straight away. Like I feel like I belong in the community with other people that feel the same way. And I wanted to do stuff to kind of like pay back the community. So I was designing like images and videos that people were posting on social media. I was also moderating in the Telegram channel, and sometimes a little bit on Discord, but mainly in Telegram. And then just out of the blue, I think TJ saw some of the work that I was doing, that I was posting, and he just said, "Hey, dude, how would you like to come and work for us?" And I'm like, I wasn't expecting it. But it came at a time in my life where like I was working a structured job. I was basically underappreciated for what I was doing. I was quitting my job and I was going solo. I was going self-employed, and it just so happened that TJ approached me not long after, and it just kind of I've never had a situation where I've enjoyed doing something where they've approached me and said, "Hey, come and work for us." So this is, for me, isn't a job. Like EverRise isn't a job to me. It's something which I just have a lot of passion for, and I'm just very privileged to be in a position where I can actually make things and build things for the community. So EverRise has really changed my life because it's kind of made me delve deeper into DeFi. I noticed we've got Rick in here from Noble. I mean, I'm looking at other DeFi projects, and we're all looking to work together, and it's just kind of made me more kind of aware of this space, and like my knowledge of DeFi and understanding it is multiplied massively since being a part of this community. Listening to really intelligent people in the VC, and just sharing ideas and seeing the development, and yeah, I guess for me that's the way that EverRise has changed my life, and I do not take it for granted one bit.
Man,
I love that. I showed on the NFTs, man. Very hats off to you on the NFTs.
Yeah, if you'd have gone back 10 months and said, "Jason, you'll be creating 840 unique NFTs for EverRise as they go into V3, I would have been like, "What?" Like, I would not have believed you. Like, I would have thought thought you'd taken something. There's no way. But I guess that just goes to show, doesn't it, how you can never kind of, you never know what's around the corner. And EverRise is definitely one of those projects. You just never know what's around the corner. It's an exciting journey.
Always. All right, Ron, let's see if we can top that.
For those who don't know, the Ron joke is something that started yesterday in Spaces. Somehow, I have no idea, Hakuna and I started talking about Harry Potter. Which Harry Potter characters would we be? So Hakuna said he would be Hagrid. So last night I turned to my girlfriend. I said, "Babe, which Harry Potter character would I be?" Before I could even finish my sentence, she goes, "Ron." So I said, "Ron, really?" So that's the Ron joke. That's why Maverick is calling me Ron. Um, but to answer your question, I don't know where to begin, honestly. This could go on for an hour, so I'm going to try and make it short and sweet. How has EverRise changed my life? In so many ways, it's not even funny. As some of you know, I was a musician prior to EverRise. I Billboard charting. I was doing pretty well. I had the biggest the biggest summer of festivals lined up, and then COVID happened and just canceled everything. And I was just sitting around and trying to figure out what I was going to do because I'm not the type of person that can just sit around and wait. I've had a job since I was 11 years old. I have not been unemployed since I was 11. I live to work. I love doing things that actually make a difference. Now, when I say I love to work, I don't love working for someone else to make them money, at a 9 to 5 job that I'm extremely unhappy in. So I kind of found the opportunity in DeFi early in 2021 where, projects were starting to pop off and there was a lot of opportunity for utility in the space. And, I linked up with Suresh and Drew, and, EverRise started as a simple buyback token. I'm not going to get into the whole details of that, but one of the things that's most important to me, one of my core values, is I tend to put other people before myself, and it really hurt me to see innocent people losing money to scammers left, right, and center every single day. There had to be a better way. There had to be something that we could do. So, put our heads together. Suresh came up with Everown, and that was, our first DApp that really differentiated us between a buyback token. But it's given me the opportunity to change lives, and I might not even know, or some of us might not even know the people that we've helped. But to me, that's the most magical thing. I love what Jason said. We're able to employ incredible people who deserve a job. Jason said he was undervalued. I don't understand how anybody can undervalue Jason. The work that he does, he's so kind. He works so hard. I was in bed last night at like 12 something Eastern, and Jason was messaging me. He had not gone to sleep yet. And how can you undervalue someone like that? So, between changing lives with employment, changing lives and helping people not lose money, and hopefully changing a lot of lives moving forward. That's how it's personally changed my life. It's given me self-satisfaction to know that I'm personally able to be a small part of a difference. And that keeps me coming out of bed every morning. And, I'll wrap this up quickly with what I've been saying in spaces. And if you haven't been there every day, you might have missed this. But, I was on vacation last week. And for the first time in my almost 30 years of life, I could not wait to get back to work. I was trying to hop into our staff meetings. I was trying to hop into spaces. Everyone kept saying, "Stop working, take a break." And I'm like, me doing this is taking a break. Like, I want to be around. And I have not felt that ever in my life. I didn't know what it felt like to love what you do so much. Even with music, like this is just a whole other level. So you want to talk about how EverRise has changed my life. That's how in a nutshell.
Wow.
My
Amazing.
God, Jesus Christ. Holy You guys, dude, you guys are just amazing. You guys are so passionate. Like Hakuna said yesterday, this is magical. EverRise is magic. You guys are so passionate. This is what happens when good people come together with good intentions and are so passionate with the one common goal. I love it. And I hope somebody here for first time listener heard that. And I'm gonna try to clip this on YouTube and put it on Twitter so people can see this. This was amazing, guys.
I love that, Maverick. Great question, my friend. And I'm glad you kind of made us all get a little teary eyed here.
No, I'm sorry, but that was not the intention.
in a good way. In a good way.
In a good way. Oh, okay, got it. But hey, by the way, I just want to say a quick thing. I love the new UI. It is. Who came up with that?
Mintia.
Can we name drop?
Mintia.
The new UI is Mintia.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks amazing. The NFTs. I am so excited on V3. It's gonna be amazing. And once V3 is out, guys, we have to make EverRise V3 trending on Twitter. Not for one day, but for a whole week, for a whole month. We gotta keep it going.
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
We'll be on that, definitely.
Yeah, that goes out to the community. Again, I want to preach the importance. You may think that you are just one person, but one person putting out 50 tweets a day, multiply that by 100, multiply that by 200, multiply that by 500. It's exponential. The power that you have as a single individual in this space, being so early, is, I think unfathomable to a lot of people. So keep that in mind. If you think I don't have to tweet because someone else is doing it, if everyone had that mentality, nothing would happen. But I can happily and proudly say that a lot of people in this community and a lot of our amazing risers tweet all day, all night. They don't stop, not because they have to, but because they're extremely passionate about what we're building.
Shout out to Tom.
Shout out to Tom. Tom, by the way, is one of our moderators who
Legend.
comments on tons and tons and tons of other projects, tweets very respectfully, says, here's what EverRise is building. Would be awesome if you work together. Secure your smart contract with Everown. Try EverSwap. Would you like to migrate? The bridge is an option as well. So, it's incredible, and it's sparked a lot of conversations. And, behind closed doors, we're talking to a lot of projects. And a lot of those conversations are thanks to the community going out and spreading awareness about what we're building and how we can help keep the space safer.
Absolutely. It was nothing better to, I had a massive smile on my face when I heard Hank from Nobility talking about us and our ecosystem and our products. And when he found out about us, and he was talking up to his community and his AMA, that for me is just the beautiful thing about DeFi, breaking down any walls, any tribalisms. There's none of that here. We're all part of this big DeFi family, and if we can help other projects achieve goals that they want to achieve, then that's great. And I think that's how we move this space forward as a whole. And Poe in YouTube, I see your question and I'll address it very shortly. But yeah.
Awesome.
All right, guys, I'm going to step down. You guys have a great day. We put the D in DeFi. Let's go.
Put the D in DeFi. Thanks, Matt. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day, my friend. Thank you for your
too. Bye, Ron. Bye, Jason. Bye, Jen.
See ya.
Take care, my friend.
God.
We are over 3:00. However, there are two more questions that have been waiting patiently, so we will get to them. First, I'm going to bring up Crypto Zach.
Hey, Zach.
After Zach, we have Karen, and that will be all for today. Hey, Zach. Zach, you might have to hit the unmute button in the bottom left-hand corner.
Hello.
There you go. How's it going?
Hello. Yeah, loved your speeches.
Thank you.
I just have a question about it's mainly for the future. I don't know if it's too early to tell, but would EverRise ever make a Visa card so you can go around? It'd be amazing to one day pull out a card, pay for a meal with your EverRise Visa card. Just had a thought in my brain.
So I hear you. I have the crypto.com card and I love it, but too early to tell, especially given Singapore regulations where the company's incorporated, that, regulations are very favorable to us as long as we do not treat the RISE token as a currency. So by moving it to a MasterCard, that would kind of be a big red flag. No, don't do that. But also RISE isn't designed to be a currency. If we wanted to create a currency, we would have created a zero tax token. It's not an effective way to spend RISE, in my opinion.
No, it's not an effective currency, and we certainly have no intention in making RISE a currency at all. But that's essentially Guard. I remember Guard being on Telegram once and explaining that RISE would be almost like a dreadful currency because of the tax on the transactions. So it's it doesn't lend itself in any way to being a currency.
Yeah, but it could use the blockchains it's on to use payments, if you know what I mean.
Again, like Jen said, we have to align our regulatory strategy to Singapore, and essentially we're not set up to promote in any way the RISE token as a currency.
Okay, I understand it. I was just wondering, it'd be an amazing flex to pull out your EverRise card in a restaurant. I was like, what the hell's that he's got? Yeah, don't worry about it.
Shiny metal red card. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I think like the best way to sum this up would be we would need to see what regulations look like in the future. I mean, it's nothing that we can explore right now just because everything is up in the air. And the last thing we want to do is anything that could potentially classify the Rise token as a security. That comes down to being able to spend it to acquire items or spend it at a restaurant, for example. So that's something that, if we do choose to move forward with that, it would be down the line when rules and regulations are significantly more clear in your face. There would be no doubt in it.
Yeah, the Rise token's a commodity and it's the fuel that powers the ecosystem. That's the easiest way to know where we are with it all at the moment. And like TJ said, regulations, as regulations start to be looked at and changed, who knows what can happen in the future, but that's our stance at the moment.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you for the question.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it, my friend.
And I would also love a Rise card. I would, because that would be really cool to flash around, but we have to stick to the rules.
Yeah. I might just get one made that has, no strip on it, no chip, just a little card in my wallet. That sounds cool.
Yeah, just take it out first and then have your debit card underneath.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I don't know about bank accounts around the world, but in my bank account, you can send a photo to the bank and they can print it on. So I'm going to do that, I think.
There we go. That's the closest you're going to get at the moment. So there you go.
Cool, though.
Thank you for your question. I appreciate that.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers, Zach.
Karan, last question of the day.
Hello, guys.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I don't have any question, but I'm very impressed by this project, and I heard about Jason's story about 2K BNB he received, and he returned it with very honesty. I'm very impressed by this story, and this is sorry, my English is a bit weak, but
you're doing amazing.
I am, yeah. Sorry. This is all I want to say. Sorry. I don't speak that much English. My English is weak.
You speak a good enough English. We understood exactly what you said then, and all I can say is,
thank you, sir.
All I will say is that I never didn't have to think about it. It was something. It wasn't my money. It was the money of the project, and I would like to think that a lot of people listening here and in our project would do the same. And I certainly didn't think much of it afterwards. But TJ likes to bring it up every now and again, don't you, TJ?
I'll tell you why I like to bring it up, Jason, because it speaks to your character, and it's very rare to find people like you in this world. And I think when you do have those individuals, you grab them and you never let go. So you're not going anywhere, buddy. I'm holding you all the way from Canada. You might not feel it, but I'm holding you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks, Karan. Appreciate it. On that note,
I've got one quick question because Poe asked a while back now. He asked basically, I can't. Is EverRise, as it expands, is it going to look to hire more developers? And yeah, as EverRise grows, will you be hiring more developers to your team? Is his question. Do you want to take that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's, go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, as we grow and expand the ecosystem, as this project gets bigger, we will need more people to support it. So yes, when that time comes and we find the right fit, absolutely. Our dev team has slowly been expanding over the past couple of months as is. And I know we're going to continue to expand that. We have a couple more products on our roadmap that we want to get out. And then there's a lot of features that we want to add to the products that are already existing. And so, we have very talented developers, but yes, absolutely. I think this will be something that we'll be doing in the future.
And what I will say is if you think you've got something you can bring to the table and you've got experience which you think is relevant, and we may not be posting job availabilities, but there's no harm in just sending a CV to the email, hello@everrise.com. Just just do it. Like, you just never know. Like, you never know what might happen. I just want to say that because, if we've always looked in the community to find the right people to fit the team, and I think I can speak on behalf of everyone that everyone we've picked have really been a perfect fit and complementary to each other. We all have our strengths and we all work very well as a team. So yeah, don't feel afraid to just send the CV in. You never know. What's the worst that can happen? That's the attitude.
Exactly. On that note, actually, I do see Rachel requested. I'm going to bring Rachel up real quick. Rachel is a staple in this community.
Wait, what? Rachel?
Yeah.
Very rare.
Is Rachel about to voice docs?
So we're going to... Oh, she fell down.
No, there's no way. Really? I don't know.
I swear, I clicked the button.
She must have... Rachel, if you were intending to come up, please request again. But I'm willing to bet that may have been a mistouch on the request button.
I know I said no more speakers, but that was a special situation.
That was a very special situation.
On that note, I think we'll say our goodbyes. If Rachel does request again, we'll bring her up. But I just want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Thank you for watching on YouTube. It's always a pleasure to chat with the community. Just be excited for V3 because it's coming. I'll hand it off to Jason, and then Daniel closes.
Don't be afraid of getting involved in other communities and talking and finding out about what they're doing and what they're looking to implement, and just talking about Rise, and how Rise can help them. Because I know a lot of you listening in are part of other communities, other projects that may want to be doing a migration, but they can't because they've got liquidity. They can't because they've got locked liquidity and they've got no way of doing it. Or they want to go to other chains and they don't know how to do it, or they're looking at ways and solutions to bridge across. And EverSwap, the most important for me, one of the most important ways of helping projects, especially new projects that are looking to build, take sell pressure away from their charts. You guys, proof is in the pudding. Lots of projects find out about EverRise, not from me, not from TJ, not from Jen, from risers that go out there and just say, hey guys, I hear that you want to do this. Guess what? Rise has got a dApp that can do that. You might want to get in touch with them, and that's where we get a lot of the conversations that we've had. And like I said, I love it when I see that, and I want everybody in DeFi to succeed. I promise you now. I want every project that has a real goal, or a real vision, and a strategy to go forward to succeed. And we can all put a little, we can all do our little bit for that to happen. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself, Jason. I think, this is something that I learned a couple of years ago, but the best marketing is word of mouth marketing. The phrase that was used was, when you get wow, what was it? It was like when you get wham, you get wow. And it was like, when you have word of mouth marketing, you get I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but it was something along those lines. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. We really look forward to these every Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you all on Friday for our weekly wrap up, and we'll be in touch. As things come out regarding V3, as the dev team gets closer to completing what they need to complete to push V3, we will obviously be in touch, and we'll make sure that all communications are given to you guys in advance. And thank you for your patience, as always. We wouldn't be able to be here as a protocol without you all. And I'm really excited to see what comes next,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. You haven't got
right.
to wait long.
Good one, everyone.
You haven't got to wait long. I promise. I promise you guys. Pinky promise. Pinky promise. There we go.
You saw it here first, folks. Thanks, guys. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day. We'll see you Tuesday next week, and I'll be around all week. Bye, guys.
See ya.